In our print review of the new Tactical HD range of luggage from Wychwood, I said whoever sourced the fabric should take a bow. I'm here today to explain why. So what was it then that got me so excited in what is, after all, just another range of angling luggage? Well, it's the fabric and it's the weight of the thread. This is 1200D. Now that stands for denier and it is a measurement of weight. It's the weight of the thread. Most angling luggage tops out at around about 600D. So this is double the weight of the thread. Now that doesn't really translate into it being particularly heavy, although clearly it is heavier. It's all fairly relative though when we're talking about thread, but it does translate into how it feels and how hard wearing it is. Just looking at it, the moment this box arrived and I opened them, I could tell that it was something just a little bit different. I didn't know the D rating of the fabric at the time, but you could just looking at the weave, it's quite a chunky kind of square weave, a bit like sort of hard wearing carpets that you might see. And just touching it, it's just got a firmness to it and a bit of a coarseness to it. I really like it. It might perhaps divide opinion, but to the touch, I really like it. And it just feels so hard wearing. So that's the first thing that struck me with this range. This is the Tactical HD range. I've got 3 Packsmart options here and 1 carryall, standard carryall here to my left and on your right. We'll start with the Packsmart range here. Now this is all about sort of modularity and the way it unfolds. Now I've used Wychwood Packsmart stuff before. In fact, I fished with the MK2 Packsmart rucksack for many years. I found it really good, pretty durable. What I didn't like, it had single zips, and I remember complaining to Wychwood at a trade show once, just put double zips on it. It'd make it so much easier for those little side panniers almost that you can unzip and slide under your bed chair and use as separate carry bags. And maybe they didn't listen to me, but they've listened in general, and there are now double zips all round. So this here, it isn't the rucksack, but this is the carryall version. So as you'll see, it's got a strap, or you can hold it with your hands like that. Now, it's on that same principle, the Packsmart principle, which is generally the fact that you've got sort of, as I called them earlier, panniers, a bit like on a bicycle, where they fold out, they come together and they create the carryall, but you can unzip each separate unit. So they're a bit like sort of wings that fold out. You can store stuff in here, I don't know, PVA tubes, spods, markers, something like that. You can unzip it and you can keep it separate. So you could take it on a barrow for a stalking mission, slide it under your bed chair in sort of sections. So it's nice and versatile kit. As I say, that lovely fabric, I really do like it. And they seem to have just updated it slightly. Now, there are 3 sections. You've got the larger main section here. The zips look really good, nice little toggles on the end. You've got that carry strap, which can be removable. It's a carry strap that's sold separately across the range and in fact can attach to many different items across the Tactical HD range. It costs about $5.99 separately, so it's a nice little useful item to have. It does come with this carryall. Moving over, we've got a standard rucksack. You don't often see standard rucksacks these days, and one of the features on here is another feature that's present throughout the range, are these little sort of squares with 4 openings on them, which would supply Velcro straps that you can fit in either orientation, either a horizontal or vertical orientation. They're a little bit fiddly to get through, but once you do, you've then got a sort of strapping option, so you can put an unhooking mat or a landing net or something like that. Just you can strap it to the side of a number of these items, so that they're festooned across this rucksack. I really like it. It's a pretty standard rucksack. I'll be honest, if I was 16 again, I'd wear this to school or college, just sort of show off that I'm into my fishing. Camo, I think, is relatively fashionable as far as these things go these days. Not that I'd really know. But yeah, it's a pretty standard rucksack. You've got 2 smaller pockets on one side, larger pocket on the other. And what is really neat about this, you've got a half zip on the front. So as you can see, it sort of flaps down for sort of really quick access there. But on the rear, you've got a full zip. So you can get into this rucksack 2 ways. I'm just going to unzip it here. There you go, and it opens sort of at a different orientation. You've got zip-up mesh pockets here, so plenty of versatile storage, and I like the way that you can get into it from both sides. You've got breathable straps that go over your shoulders and a clasp for your chest to keep it nice and secure when walking long distances, and that breathable, slightly padded material on the back. So a pretty standard rucksack, which is fairly rare these days, pretty compact. I think that's a nice little addition to the range. Here is the current Packsmart rucksack, a bit like the version I had, and I fished with it for many years. Now they've changed it slightly. There used to be an extra pocket down at the bottom. Now you just get the 2 side pockets. So I'll open up here, and a much larger single main compartment here in the middle, and then you get this flap that goes over the top. Again, it's got the same things that I just mentioned, where you can attach Velcro straps that come with the bags, and you can then attach a roll-up mat or a net or something like that to the outside. It's got a little carry handle, so you can always carry it like a briefcase, which is quite a nice little touch. It makes it easier to get out of the car, or just when you're loading or unloading your barrow. And again, all these side pockets unzip entirely, and there you go. You've got something you could take some stalking gear with as you go off around the lake, or if your bed chair's pretty low, it means you can dismantle the bags effectively and slide things under different parts of your bed chair. Moving over to what's probably my favourite item in the range, and this is just a pretty large carryall. Now, it's not Packsmart branded, it's part of the Tactical HD range. And again, it just bears all the hallmarks of this range. On this one, I have put those Velcro straps in place. You can see how large they are. You can see that you could get a sort of stalking unhooking mat or a net or something like that in there, or even perhaps a 2-litre bottle of water or something like that. There are 4 of them on the top here. You could orientate them whichever way you want to. Large pockets, you've got 3 pockets, a big central pocket at the front, and then 2 at the side. They are really large. This is a decent capacity holder, and the fact that that material, that 1200D material, and I'm sorry to keep banging on about it, but the fact it's so hard wearing and fairly firm and coarse means that even when there isn't too much stuff in these bags, they're not going to collapse in on themselves. So it does create a really nice sort of hard wearing, really durable looking piece of kit. It does stand out as soon as you see it. On the rear here, we've got some waterproofing for the large compartment and the 2 side pockets, although not for this pocket here, although it probably does sit slightly off the ground when things are all orientated correctly. Double zips all round. I love a double zip. And again, you've got this carry handle, which you can detach. So if you don't want to get it out of the way, if you want to use it effectively as a barrow bag, you can, or you can attach it like that, and then you can throw it over your shoulder and go roving with it. So this is a brief overview of the Tactical HD range of luggage from Wychwood. That fabric is unique in the fishing world as far as I'm aware, and it really is worth a look and worth a feel in your local tackle shop.